Okay, I think we're live now. Welcome. I'm thrilled to have all of you here today. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that we do have a chat here that you can interact with us. We are streaming both to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch right now. So make sure you use that comment section because I would love to hear from you throughout this. Hopefully everyone can hear me. I have my team on hand letting me know that everything is working correctly. Some tech stuff because we had some tech issues the other day. We almost started before our presentation was actually showing. So if you are tuning in, even if this is off a recorded version, go ahead and put in the chat. Let us know that you are here, that you are tuning in with us. Even afterwards, we will respond to you. We'd love to hear from everybody. So before we get started, make sure that you grab a pen and paper and get ready to take some good notes because you will discover how to save time and reinvest in your family. So I can better serve you here today. And before we get started, I want you to go ahead and put in the chat for me what grade level you are teaching and what beverage you are currently enjoying. Can you go ahead and put that in the chat if you are tuning in with us right now? I have my water bottle, so gotta keep that show. Even though I'm fasting, I have my water bottle here because I do a lot of talking. So we have college students and coffee. I see some other people are tuning in via Twitch. So glad to have you with us today. Again, throughout our time, I'm going to be asking a lot of questions. Go ahead, put that in the chat, especially if you have those aha moments like, oh my gosh, yes, that totally resonates with me. And you have those revelations. I want to hear all about that. That is so important. So again, at this time, just go ahead and put what grade level you are teaching and the subject you're teaching and what you are enjoying today. We want to make sure that we can interact with you throughout this presentation. So this is for you if you are about to graduate, just graduated, or maybe you're in your first couple years of teaching, or maybe you've been teaching for several years, or you're close to retirement and just want to lay low. I totally get it. So which one are you? Go ahead and put that in the chat right now. If you're A, you're about to graduate, just graduated right in that first couple years of teaching, put A. If you've been teaching for several years, go ahead and put B. Or if you are close to retirement, go ahead and put C. We want to know exactly who is tuning in with us today. Because today you are going to discover how you can easily learn technology without frustration, how you can acquire mastery of skills without being overwhelmed, how you can show and teach students how to use technology for learning without continually redirecting their attention, and also assess the effectiveness of your technology integration. But I have to tell you, I understand you're not there yet, and it's not your fault. Our colleges and universities didn't teach you how to integrate technology. Our school's primary focus is on student growth and not teachers. And our education system is data focused around students and not the development of teacher competencies. But that all ends today, because today you will discover how to conquer your tech so your tech doesn't conquer you. So can you imagine if you could press that red button and everything became, well, easy? You were eating healthier meals, maybe enjoying a sunset, reading a book for enjoyment, where you can be confident when it comes to technology and able to reinvest time in your family and self-care. You see, I get it. We all want to be able to come home on a Friday, sit back, relax, curl up on a couch, and maybe a favorite adult beverage or a good book or just peace and quiet. But that's probably not what your life looks like right now. See, the breakthrough for me really happened when my own daughter said to me, "You care more about your students than your own children." Have you ever heard that before? Around that same time, my husband told me, "You never make time for me. You're always working." Have you heard that one? My marriage ended in divorce because of it. See, I was starting work 1 to 2 hours before my actual contracted time. I wasn't eating lunch because there was always so much to catch up on. Or that's usually when the copier decided it was going to play nice. And I was staying late, working on my classroom until facility management had to kick me out because they had to put the alarms on for the evening. Come on, the local restaurants knew me well because I was always ordering dinner. And I was still bringing home a big tote bag of grading. I was all of these things at once. And I had been blind to what it was doing to my family because I had the heart to serve, to help students reach their full potential and personal best. It was at that point that I realized I had to get off this merry-go-round of my job overshadowing what was most important to me, spending time with my family and reinvesting my heart and love into them. In my personal reflections, I had asked myself, what tools do I already have to help me take back control? Cue the light bulb. My strong background, education, and experience in technology would allow me to work smarter, not harder. And I started experimenting with ways I could honor my teaching contract by leaving on time. I know that's such a foreign concept for teachers. I looked for things that would not only save me time, but help improve student achievement. And I used my background and skills in tech to be able to make this happen. I started to see my productivity during my prep times increase to where I wasn't just sitting and staring at a wall because my class prior added a few extra gray hairs, but the piles on my desk were starting to disappear. Okay, and for the record, they didn't disappear into the bag that I take home. I was actually leaving work before sundown with a sense of accomplishment. The positive changes that this was having quickly took notice from my coworkers. And they would ask me, how am I able to leave so early? And of course, I'd explain to them, I've been able to automate my grading, right? And of course, I shared my tips and tricks with my colleagues with the systems that we currently had in place at that school. So this particular teacher was so grateful for helping her learn the tools to maximize Schoology, which is what we were using, along with things she had never realized she could do with the system. So you're probably thinking, sure, that's a touching story, but why are you teaching this? Well, my problem became my mission. I knew I wasn't the only one experiencing the difficulties of balancing the teaching profession and a personal life. And I thought about all my current and former coworkers. And I knew I wasn't alone. And yet teachers don't talk about these personal struggles. So today you are going to discover how to live for your moment and not for your job. And this is a masterclass. But we need to clear something up before we move on. And we need to address that elephant in the room, no matter how cute it is. Your schedules are so jam-packed and you may be burnt out without any time to think or excel. And adding remote or hybrid teaching has compounded this problem. But saving time takes an investment of time in order to learn and master a method effectively. The goal is to have sustainable change. An investment of knowledge pays the most interest. And I don't want you to waste time going through traditional professional development and not having the means to implement strategies effectively or having a lack of support. And what I've learned and will teach you will help you adjust how you implement your lessons with technology that will make a huge difference in your life, allowing you to leave school within your contracted hours instead of adding 2 hours or more to your day. So do you want a technology integration easy plan? If you're in, go ahead and put I'm in the Q&A right now. Not for my benefit, but for yours. Because a study by Harvard Business Review showed we are 5 times more likely to achieve our goals when we write them down. Now is your moment to have the teaching experience that you've dreamed it could be by writing I'm in the Q&A right now. So again, you'll discover today, right now, how you can easily learn technology without frustrations, acquiring mastery of skills without being overwhelmed, showing and teaching students how to use technology for learning without those continual redirects, and assessing the effectiveness of your technology integration. So how might you ask? It's a technology integration easy plan. So please go ahead, if you don't already have a pen and paper out, this is the time to take notes. So we are going to evaluate, acquire, show, and look at your plan. So the first step is E. Whoops, there we go. The first step is E in the easy plan, to evaluate your technology needs, wants, and core beliefs. So in doing this, we are determining if a specific resource will fit within your school culture, the needs of your classroom, and your teaching style and philosophy. So we start out with learning the tech. That's what we got to do when we're evaluating our technology. We can't fake it till we make it. We have to learn our technology. We need to go through a process of exploration where we touch and play and discover what it is we're wanting to use with our students. We can't expect our students to use it if we aren't excited about it and if we haven't taken the time to explore it. We then want to have a reflection phase and think about the applications and more specifically the benefits to students. The technology we're integrating should be used for students, not for teachers, right? It may make our lives a lot easier, but in the end, it all goes back to student achievement. And then lastly is engagement. We're going to review over how students will interact with technology for learning in our specific lessons. So when I went back to college to become a school librarian, I was really eager to see how the university setting had changed in regards to technology. Smartboards at that time were still becoming a thing when I had originally graduated, and the exposure to tech training was non-existent. I literally grew up in a grammar school with card catalogs. It's okay if you don't know what I'm talking about. You can Google it later. But 20% of what a librarian relies on is their ability to research and look things up with their own database or the database of other facilities, those connections. So there was no software programs for me to use when I was going through this program, only theoretical knowledge. This was 2018, people. If teachers are expected to use technology, then they should be given the means, authority, and support to evaluate and learn the tech. This is a huge hole missing in our teacher preparation programs. So next, A, just as we expect our students to develop mastery of skills in learning content, we as teachers need to develop mastery in the tools that we are learning. None of us got where we are today without having to go through a degree program, learning teaching methodologies, learning skills of how to teach in a variety of subject areas. Let's not even mention state exams. The same is true when we learn technology. So in A, we are acquiring tech skills without becoming overwhelmed and confused, and there is a method to it. So we need to master our tech. So we need to develop a mastery of our own skills in lesson plan integration and use. And we start this out by modifying our lessons. And to modify, we're just going to start identifying how exactly our lessons will change. Start reflecting on previous lessons that we've taught. If we added in a technology resource, what would change in the way that it's presented to students? Once we've gone through and we've identified that, and my suggestion is we just want to start with one small unit. So small unit, 3 to 4 lessons, small unit. And then once we've identified all those ways when we're modifying our lessons and reflecting and identifying things, then we can fully remodel. So that's that full integration of our technology into our lesson plan. We haven't integrated yet, right? Into our lesson plans. This is all the planning stage here. And then next we need to go through a stage of regulate. Don't hate me for this one, but we need to become our own tech support. It's not enough to know how to use it, how to create with it, and how to engage students. You need to ensure that when you implement lessons, those tech issues don't interrupt the flow of your lesson. Broken instruction occurs way too often. Woo! There we go. Occurs way too often when technology is integrated. Okay, now we'll go back to Mr. Napoleon Dynamite. I got skills. So again, it's not enough to know how to use it. We've got to develop these skills within our technology use. So I want to know from you guys, how many of you have had to alter a lesson immediately because the technology wasn't working properly? So you can think about that, or you can go ahead and drop that in the chat. You know, I love to see people dropping stuff in the chat. Now, I also want you to reflect for a moment. How many of you have seen a tech support person come in and spend less than 60 seconds and say it's fixed and leaves? Put in the chat if that's ever happened to you. See, most of our technology issues are so simple to fix. There's no reason to waste time, call someone down, wait for them to come, and then scramble to figure something out in the meantime. Each time a tech support person comes, I want you to ask them, what did they do and why, that's the big one, why that was an appropriate solution for that problem. If you can't ask them right now because you have, a class of 20 plus kids in front of you, I want you to follow up with them later. This small step is going to save you so much time because those common issues are just that. common. They're going to keep on happening. And if you can fix it yourself, you become superwoman in your class. So bonus points for you. Think about if your tech fails during an observation. Wouldn't you like to demonstrate competencies of implementing a lesson with tech in front of your administrator without having broken instruction for students? Think about how awesome that would be. So next, the S, we are going to show students how to use technology for learning. So we as an education industry, we take for granted that living in a technology-driven society, students know how to use technology in an education setting. But the reality is, students take the time to learn the technology on their own, generally through asynchronous means. Yet we don't take the time to teach the technology to students or giving them an opportunity to do it on their own. So when we show students, we need to teach the tech. We're going to show students how to use technology specifically for learning, and it's going to be attached to a lesson plan that you're teaching. We need to allow them to do something very similar to what we did already. They need to go through their own exploration phase. They need to touch, play, and discover. That is so important. And by allowing them to do this up front, guess what? They're not going to be so distracted the next time you have that technology in front of you. They're going to be listening to instructions. We're going to go through a reflection, a formal reflection phase with them, where students are going to reflect on what they discovered and share that back to you and the class. And then engagement. That's when we're actually going to implement our lesson plan, but not before we go through exploration and reflection. So I had asked my daughter, my youngest daughter this past fall, who's a sophomore in high school, if I could use examples of her in my presentation, because she had been my student for 3 years when I taught in private school system. She liked the topic that I was going to be speaking about, technology, of course, and being able to share all my techiness with others. And the very next day, as I was contemplating what examples to use, and I had a lot of them, she came to me and said her teacher gave the class an assignment, and they had to use this new online technology resource. Mind you, this is during COVID, at home remote learning, right? So when students asked how to use it, how to use this new piece of technology, the comment came back to the students from the teacher, "You'll figure it out." Okay, can we get some face slap emojis in the chat? Even if you're listening to this on a recorded version, this is craziness. As teachers, we see the cool products in the videos that the marketing team uses to promote their products, but we need to take the time to teach students how to use it. It's not so much that it's the newest, shiniest thing out there. We need to go through a formal process to make sure that they are going to be successful. Technology can't be a hutch to learning. It cannot. It needs to complement our instruction. So next is Y, is for your tech plan launched easily by evaluating and assessing what you have created. So this framework covers all aspects of technology integration process to ensure success. So evaluation of your implementation as well as student success is maximized. Reflection, evaluation, and assessment is an important part of the teaching profession. And it's an invaluable form of data, which is why it's included in the Technology Integration Easy Plan. So let me ask you some questions if you don't mind. First, do you complete a teacher exit ticket for your teaching? Think about that, okay? Feel free to put any of the answers to these questions in the chat. Do you complete a teacher exit ticket? Not students, but your own exit ticket for what you taught during that class period. Do you review daily if student objectives are met, or do you wait until the end of a unit? So you do that daily or the end of a unit. Do you make it a habit to observe students in independent learning, taking into account their body language, interactions with others, levels of engagement in different activities? Do you observe students? And not just looking for bad behavior, but actually their body language and what they're doing as they're productively learning. Do you keep a teacher journal for your lessons? I know that's something that I've heard repeatedly in teacher preparation programs and talking with other teachers. They always say, you should have a journal of your lessons, right? But do you actually do that? Do you have time for it? Do you view student grades and class assessments as how well students learned or how well you taught the lesson? Think about each and every one of those questions. Because when we implement technology, we need to start looking at how we evaluate our own teaching. If something isn't working, change it. Fix what's not working. Don't fix what's not broken. We do this so often with new technology. We bring in a new piece of technology. If it didn't work, how many of you are so quick to abandon it? We just get rid of it, right? Rather than evaluating and going through a process and determining what specifically went wrong. What do I need to fix? What works really well? It's a difference in mindset. So I got to ask you, do you want the technology integration easy plan? If so, type yes in the Q&A right now for me if you are tuning in. And I just want to share with you, just like I have a retired teacher, Nancy, who returned from teaching to help a homeschool family. She, had some trepidations about all the technology the kids had for learning. But she recognized the responsibility to keep the kids on top of their tech literacy skills. So she had to learn the technology in order to help the students use it for learning. And she came at it with an awesome attitude, positive attitude, right? Or Anna, 5th grade teacher, running a digital management system for her classroom library. She didn't know how to use or access the benefits of the online software, but she had, or even how to introduce it to her students. But having a specific methodology to help her assess and learn the system and teach it allowed her to provide additional guidance for response to intervention and reading, as well as help students progress in independent learning. And there we go. And then there's Mr. P who says, what's technology? Okay, we need that face slap emoji again in the chat. I helped him go through the basics of technology, from creating an Excel document to harnessing the power of auto grading. See, I hope you get this one thing. You can be a teacher and have a personal life. And you may be wondering, how exactly do we do this? Well, there's the slow way, going through trial and error, and you can never get back the time, money, and energy you spent trying to figure it out and being away from your family. Or the fast way. You can allow me to hold your hand and take you every step of the way into getting it done. But before I do, I have to ask you, look at my slides are going all crazy today. I got to ask you, do I have your permission to spend a few minutes telling you about this program? So you can go ahead and put in the chat if you are all for it. I see some people are saying, yes, I can go ahead and I have your permission. So you are going to create new memories with the all new redesigned technology integration easy plan. But before I get all excited, which I do often, and tell you how you can be a teacher and still have a personal life, I got to tell you who this is not for. If you'd rather make excuses than make things happen, this program isn't for you. Because this program was designed to give you a framework that you can use over and over again for any technology, hardware, or software that you're implementing into your teaching that will help you save time and increase student achievement and engagement. And I've taken this framework that I've been using for over a decade. This is pre-COVID, people, over a decade, and updated it just for you. Yeah, and this is the technology integration plan. So I want to go over what is included in this program. So when we evaluate our technology, which is the first module, you're going to learn the methodology to evaluate the current and future technology for teaching effectiveness. You're going to learn how to apply the teaching reflection process to your technology resources and the process of engagement to qualify your prospective technology resource. The second module is acquire the skills. You will develop proficiency in how to intertwine technology with sound teaching practices. And the mastery of remodeling your lessons to maximize students' achievements, and mastery of use, implementation, and being your own personal tech support, the one we always love, right? In module 3, you are going to show your students how to use technology for learning, how the teaching reflection process is flipped for teaching with technology, and how technology can be used for increased students' engagements. And in the last module, your tech plan, we will dive into assessing effectiveness of implementation, identifying areas for adjusting the implementation of your tech. I'm going to walk you through it. I'll be right alongside with you as you are actually implementing technology into your classroom to help you, and then maximizing your tech resources for increased student achievement and engagement. And if nothing else, remember this one thing: you can be a teacher and have a personal life. This technology integration plan includes everything you need to be successful, people. You'll have a personalized course portal, live training and Q&A, All of our sessions will be recorded because, let's be honest, we're not all on the same time zone or timetable, right? We have busy lives, so all sessions are going to be recorded, and any session materials that I have, any documents, will be available for download for your use. Plus, you're going to get my help. Live coaching, we have twice a month. I personally answer all Q&A questions for you, and you have my expertise at your fingertips. And I want you to be completely successful. And I know that to do that, we need to have an understanding of the different types of e-learning methodologies. So this program is also going to include a special workshop on how to differentiate e-learning methods for varying student goals and levels. Excuse me. I'm also offering a special workshop on teaching empathy in makerspaces in STEM environments and how we can create authentic learning experiences beyond the classroom. So the Technology Integration Easy Plan includes all of these modules: how to evaluate your technology, how to acquire tech skills, showing students the tech plan for learning, how to evaluate your tech plan. You have the live Q&As, as well as the special class on e-learning methodologies and the workshop on teaching empathy in maker spaces. But I have to ask you, and before I tell you about the special opportunity that's just for you right now, what would this be worth to you? Maybe you're still young and you want to spend more time with your family and travel, or develop more meaningful relationships. Maybe you already have kids and want to be there more for them through those important milestones in life. What would this be worth to you? Look at that. There goes my slides. I think there's like a little gremlin in my slides today. So the value of this program is $3,079, but you are going to do better than that, even better than our web price of $1,547. You're going to gain control of your love for teaching profession and be able to balance family time and self-care with a sustainable method for technology integration for only one payment of $97 and two more investments 30 days apart of $97 each. Or you can save with a one-time investment of $247. But before I give you the URL, I gotta warn you, you must go there quickly. The thing is, in just a minute, I'm gonna give you a fast action bonus. And this fast action bonus is gonna be worth $3,000 in just the next 30 days alone. And okay, I get it. You might be thinking, seems like a lot of pressure she's putting on me right now. Why would she do that? Well, let me tell you, if you think I'm putting extra pressure on you just to get you to take action right now, you're absolutely correct. I'm just going to be honest. It's exactly what I'm doing because I know the difference this program has made in teachers' lives and my life. And I'm going to do everything in my power to get you to take action right now, even if that means giving you a fast action bonus that's worth the whole program components combined. Okay, are you ready to click? Go right now in the chat bubble and see the new link that's there. It's easyedtech.org/buy now. And click on it. It's going to bring up a new browser so you can quickly fill out the form and hit submit. And you can open up a new browser and copy and paste it also if you want, if it's not a clickable link. And while you do that, we're going to go over a 14-day money-back guarantee. I can't sit here and tell you that this will double, triple, or quadruple what other programs will offer, because guess what? There aren't other programs out there that are filling the gaps of what our industry has created. You have full access to the proprietary system that is addressing technology issues in our school system, and we're giving you 14 days from our first live workshop. If you do the work and it doesn't work out for you, you get a full refund. And it's my personal job and responsibility for each person to succeed. Otherwise, I have failed to serve teachers and to serve you. So I want you to imagine it's 1 week from now, and you've identified and evaluated technology that will give you back time and positively promote students' achievement. It's 1 week from now, or 1 month from now, excuse me, and you've reduced stress because you have had time for self-care and spending time with your family. It's 1 year from now, and you're empowering coworkers to do the same. So to stay true to myself and my mission, I'm offering something that I've never done before. This is exclusively for this live event. It's your fast action bonus. I'm here to serve you, and this bonus will allow you to have support and more accountability and have sustainable change, where you can live for your moment and not for your job. by creating more memories with your family, actually having time for self-care. You can accomplish this through the Technology Integration Easy Plan by easily learning technology, acquiring mastery of skills, showing and teaching students tech, and you being empowered to lead by example for your coworkers. Are you ready? I'm so excited for this. There we go. It's a special Bring a Friend event, and it's valued at $3,000. And you can help empower a friend, a teammate, a coworker to achieve the same success that you are embracing today. Excuse me. One friend or teammate will be able to join you for our e-learning methodologies workshop, where we will begin to uncover how to evaluate your technology. And both of you will get personalized coaching during that session to address specific classroom technology needs that you are having. Your guests will be invited to a special Q&A just for them, and this whole event is valued at $3,000. And your friend will get this for free because you made the decision to join us today. So I want you to go ahead and open up your browser right now and go to easyedtech.org/buy now, or you can go ahead and give us a call, 224-241-7485. We can take several forms of payment, such as PayPal, MasterCard, Visa, ACH, all those wonderful things, right? And you're going to get the Technology Integration Easy Plan and get the on-air pricing, the on-air bonuses, and the fast action bonuses as well. So I want you to open up a new browser and type in easyedtech.org/buy now. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the Q&A. And while you do, I'm going to go over a few questions I often get. So you're probably thinking, is there a free trial of the training? So we have a 14-day money-back guarantee. Our trainings are live, so you get me in real time. If you are unable to attend a live session, we do record all workshops and place them in your portal for you to access. Another question we get, am I able to access the training on the go? Absolutely, yes. We use Zoom for all of our live workshops right now, and we've designed our portal to be mobile friendly. Another question we get, can I get reimbursed through my job for professional development? We provide you with a detailed receipt of course workshop upon your request, which will also include the average allotment of time spent for each workshop, so you can submit it to your institution for CPD use. So guys, I want to thank you for joining me and allowing me to share with you the system that's changed my students' lives and my life. But you know the biggest things that happen? I knew that I could be present for my children's future, and thankfully present during the difficult challenges that COVID had presented for them. And I want the same exact thing for you. You get all the tools and templates, everything that you need. All you need to do is be willing to make an investment in yourself. Hey, my life isn't going to change when you sign up. I'm not going to go out to dinner any more often. I'm not going to go on vacation anymore. The person whose life is going to change when you take action is yours. So if you want that work-life balance as a teacher, then go to easyedtech.org/buy now and start getting your time back for yourself. If you have been sitting on the fence and waiting until the last second to jump in, this is it. This is the moment to jump in right now. We are at the end. So go to the link now and you can continue to be the teacher that you always wanted to be. By being empowered to invest in your personal life and family. So I'm going to be going off mic in just a minute, as soon as my computer stop acting a little bit crazy here. And I'm going to answer any questions that you guys have in the chat. So while I do this, I encourage you to go ahead, get your enrollment submitted right away so that you get all the bonuses. And I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me. And thank you so much, and God bless.